Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're plunging into a really fascinating exploration. It's all about how our lives intertwine, with each other and the universe.
And our guide for this is a collection of personal writings called TheSpark.pdf.
Exactly. Think of it like a very personal account, just filled with these moments that kind of illuminate these connections.
Yeah, this compilation really gives a remarkable peek into how those everyday experiences, the people we meet, those sudden flashes of inner understanding,
Like sparks?
precisely how they act as these fundamental sparks that shape who we become and, well, the paths we take. It's a really rich tapestry woven from personal stories, reflections, and some quite deep philosophical musings.
Right. And our mission on this deep dive is to really dig into these writings, pull out the key insights about this interconnectedness, the nature of our own awareness, and just the sheer power held within our individual experiences.
We're hoping to shed some light on these Starks for you, the listener, maybe even ignite a few aha moments along the way.
Okay, so let's jump in. Right from the beginning, this idea of sparks comes up. It seems like they're almost the fundamental building blocks of who we are.
It does, yeah, and it starts with something pretty unique, this idea of a shared spark experienced with the twin.
A shared spark.
Yes. The writings explore this deep resonance. It's almost like imagining two flames that originated from a single source. There's even an exercise mentioned, the dragon trial, which encourages reflection on this energetic link.
An energetic link between twins.
Think of it like a subtle resonance, maybe a shared vibrational pattern connecting people with a very close origin.
That's a pretty mind-bending idea, that shared origin point. And it doesn't stop with twins, does it? The writings talk about family as a confluence of ancient energies. What's that about?
Well, it suggests that the sparks from our parents, and in this specific case, a twin brother, have a really significant impact, almost like energetic imprints passed down.
Imprints.
We see examples like grandmother Josie, her teachings on forgiveness, her sense of humor. They aren't just memories. They're presented as these enduring qualities, shaping the family's emotional landscape, like a river of these sparks flowing through time.
And grandfather Franklin Perry, too.
His presence also left a lasting impression, yeah. It's all part of that confluence.
And the relationship with the twin brother John seems incredibly important throughout all this.
Definitely. Their shared journey, years of meditating together, his deep connection to music.
And then his stroke is mentioned. That sounds profound.
It is. What's really interesting is how his stroke is portrayed. It's not just a personal crisis, but also as a powerful and unexpected lesson.
A lesson. In what way?
A lesson in how fragile and precious life truly is. It's almost described as if his energetic state shifted, and that shift resonated deeply, conveying an understanding words couldn't quite capture.
So even incredibly tough experiences can reignite that appreciation for life.
Exactly. It highlights how challenges can sometimes bring things into sharp focus.
It's like these initial family connections, these early sparks, set the stage. And then life expands, and we meet new Sparks teachers, for example. Betty Topalian is highlighted.
Yes, she comes up, and her influence seems quite lasting.
But it wasn't about grand pronouncements, was it? It was something simpler.
Not grand at all, no. Betty Topalian and her poetry assignments, which sound quite simple on the surface, are remembered as really pivotal moments.
Nice so.
It wasn't about the technicalities, apparently. It was more about her intuitive ability, sensing when a student was struggling, and offering just the right spark of encouragement to follow their inner passion.
Ah, so nurturing that inner inspiration.
Precisely. And fostering a lifelong love for language. There's even a piece mentioned called Mrs. Topalian's Seed, which suggests her influence just kept growing over time.
Okay, so family, teachers, crucial early sparks. But then we step out into the wider world. We encounter friends. The writings describe friends as streams you discover. I like that analogy.
It's a good one, isn't it? It suggests each friendship is like finding a new current that can guide your journey, offer fresh perspectives, maybe shape the direction you flow in.
Like Mark, he's mentioned.
Yeah, Mark's remembered for his vibrant spark of life, his kindness, sharing new music, and Nick Roth, associated with that shared thrill of surfing.
Surfing comes up a lot.
It does. With Nick, there was this feeling described like destiny intertwined with the ocean's energy. These early friendships seem really formative in building social understanding, learning about connection beyond just family.
And that surfing connection with Nick leads to another story, a really powerful example of kindness. Joyce Caldwell and her father.
Ah, yes. Granting access to the Hollister Ranch.
Which is described as getting the keys to heaven for a surfer.
Right. And that anecdote, it just beautifully shows how a simple act of generosity can be truly transformative. Access to that incredible natural place, a surfer's paradise. It created this lasting
It
gratitude.
wasn't just the waves then.
No, it was the feeling of being welcomed, trusted, a powerful affirmation of human connection, And sharing that joy, that connection with nature seemed to amplify the positive sparks.
Then there's Craig Prokins. His spark of playful defiance sounds intriguing,
Mhm.
especially contrasted with fear on a cliff.
Craig's story highlights how we all react differently to fear and powerful forces like the ocean. His particular spark showed an ability to find joy and balance even in challenging moments, choosing a different energetic response.
And his kneeboarding.
That's portrayed as this really direct, fearless engagement with the raw power of the ocean. Just going for it.
Okay. And finally, in this section on Friends, there's Paul Sides. A deep connection built on being twins themselves and loving surfing.
Yes, the bond with Paul really underscores how enduring these deep, energetic connections can be. Their shared twinship created this immediate, profound understanding,
Amplified by the surfing.
amplified by their shared passion, yeah. Paul's mentorship in Hawaii is seen as passing down wisdom within that shared love, and even after his passing, the feeling of his presence.
It reinforces that idea.
It reinforces the idea that the love and energy exchange become a permanent part of something larger, some wider field.
Okay, so we've looked at family friends as significant sparks. Now, the TheSpark.pdf seems to shift towards the significance of place and a journey of spiritual exploration, places themselves holding energy.
Yes, exactly. The house of the future, built in childhood, is used as an early example. A physical space imbued with focused intention, vision, built not just from materials, but from dreams.
So the idea is that locations have their own energetic signature.
That's what the writing suggests, yes. And
Yeah.
the signatures can resonate with and influence the sparks within us.
Which leads into early spiritual seeking. There's a mention of resonating with ideas from India, meditation, yoga, but feeling uncomfortable with some traditional church concepts.
Right, and that really highlights an inner knowing, doesn't it? A deeper sense of self, feeling drawn to ideas of inner experience, limitless consciousness.
While feeling a disconnect with external doctrines.
Perhaps doctrines emphasizing guilt or dogma, yeah. There's that funny take me to your leader moment at Bob's Big Boy mentioned too.
Ah, yes. Like an unexpected little signpost pointing towards deeper truths.
Something like that. Almost humorous, but hinting at more.
And then there's that prophecy at a baseball game, of all places, about a young Indian boy teaching self-knowledge.
That prophecy acts as this fascinating foreshadowing of a really significant encounter later on. It underscores the idea that guidance can pop up anywhere from the most unexpected sources.
It also mentions the Akashic Record idea around then,
Right, the idea of a sort of cosmic library holding records of everything past, present, future possibilities, suggesting maybe we can tap into that.
which seems to lead pretty directly to that elective yoga class in high school. Sounds like it was more than just stretching.
Oh, definitely. It's described as truly pivotal, not just exercise, but opening inner doors.
How so? What was so significant?
It provided practical tools, techniques to turn inward, connect with the source of one's own inner spark. It apparently laid a lifelong foundation for exploring those inner energetic realms.
And then the near-death experience surfing in France. That sounds intense, with a vision of a small Indian boy.
Yes, the bar. That experience seems to have been a powerful catalyst, pushing the individual to confront the boundless nature of reality. The vision of the boy acts like a guiding symbol, a subtle hint of the spiritual path already unfolding.
Which culminates in this section with the actual journey to India.
Guided by intuition, yeah. And that immediate feeling of being home on arrival.
And the encounter with Maharaj Ji, his teaching, seeing is believing, really resonated. Why that specific phrase?
Well, the journey itself felt like a return to a deeper resonance. And Maharajji's teaching offered a direct path to inner experience, a practical method for accessing the divine within, which may be contrasted with teachings emphasizing blind faith without that personal realization.
Seeing for yourself.
Exactly.
And the initiation experience described merging with blue light. That sounds incredibly profound.
It's described as truly transformative, yes. A direct encounter with the fundamental essence of the source, symbolized by merging with this infinite blue light. a major opening of inner awareness, and an empowerment to access this reality directly through practice.
Even just meditating by the Ganges is described as feeling this deep interconnectedness with the river's energy.
Right. It all seems to come back to that theme of direct personal experience, doesn't it?
It really does. That experience by the Ganges, it illustrates merging with the sacred energy of a place, a tangible feeling where the usual boundaries just dissolve.
Self and environment becoming one.
Okay, so we've explored these early sparks, the web of friendships, the pull of place, and spiritual exploration. How does the narrative in the TheSpark.pdf move towards actively navigating this journey, connecting with others even more deeply?
Well, this part of the writings really emphasizes trusting your inner guidance, especially when the external map is lost, so to speak.
Like finding the ashram in Bombay.
That's a perfect example, yeah. And the Esokananda incident where potent energy was seemingly transferred that highlights the often playful, unexpected nature of the teacher-student dynamic.
Playful.
Yeah, how unexpected bursts of energy, even shared laughter, can forge deep connections. It wasn't always serious.
And the holy water experience, resulting in being drunk of joy.
That underscores the power of blessings, that profound inner joy that can just arise, and then Maharajji appearing, laughing in Nairobi.
Which sounds impossible, but like a confirmation.
A powerful confirmation, it seems, of a guiding presence not bound by physical location. His laughter especially reinforces that.
The experiences in Africa, Kenya, Zambia, South Africa, they seem to bring up different themes. Survival, abundance, openness to teachings.
It's a real contrast, isn't it? On one hand, there's this focus on basic survival, resourcefulness, but then unexpected generosity and an openness to spiritual ideas in some communities. It offers a different perspective on how these sparks manifest in various cultural settings.
And then jumping forward, reconnecting with old friends like Chris Parker after decades, thanks to technology.
Right. That really speaks to the enduring nature of those foundational bonds, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It shows how genuine connections can just transcend time and distance, technology acting like a bridge to rekindle those earlier sparks. The writings also introduce a whole cast of characters encountered along the way. Kali Rodriguez, Kathleen Cookie Cook, Betty Topalian again.
John Baer, David Schweitzer, Harry Bartz, quite a list.
What does this variety tell us about the influences on the journey?
Well, each person represents a unique and significant spark, influencing the path in specific ways. Kali offered culinary wisdom, music insights. Cookie shared adventures, lasting friendship. Betty provided ongoing compassion.
Conveyor.
Shared spiritual explorations, Rolfing bodywork. David Schweitzer introduced synchronicity, larger projects. Harry Bartz offered steady support, quiet kindness, and introduced the Mafu teachings. It just highlights the diverse ways people contribute to our growth.
And the early experiences with channeling alongside John Baer, that sounds like a first step into exploring non-physical stuff.
Definitely. Those early attempts, even described as rusty, mark those initial tentative steps into exploring realities beyond everyday senses, a start in accessing different forms of awareness.
Then the Robert Monroe Institute seems to have been a major step up in that exploration.
It really sounds like it. It provided a structured, supportive environment, specific technologies even, for delving much deeper into non-physical states, a kind of dedicated playground for exploring consciousness.
And those personal tape recordings mentioned.
They offer these really first-hand accounts of experiences light, encounters with beings felt as angelic, profound joy, deeper understanding. These experiences really seem to have expanded the perceived limits of consciousness.
Which leads naturally into exploring these deeper realities and inner potential. The visions at Monroe, firewalking, meeting Zoran.
Right. The Monroe experiences pushed boundaries, visions of potential planetary futures, feeling connected to past lives in Egypt, the Pleiades, even recognizing someone known now from a past life role.
Wow. And firewalking.
That's presented as this powerful demonstration of focused intention overcoming fear and apparent physical limits. Mind over matter, essentially.
And the first conscious meeting with Zoran described as being full of laughter and joy.
Yes, emphasizing transcending struggle through a different kind of energy, a lighter approach. It highlighted laughter and joy as potent frequencies for learning, moving beyond heavy, serious spiritual paths.
Okay, then there's the experience described as being taken aboard a mothership. Encountering advanced beings, a planetary mission. That's way out there.
It is. And it represents a significant expansion of consciousness, moving beyond the usual earthly framework, experiencing what are described as advanced beings, gaining insight into their perspective on our planet's evolution in a much larger cosmic context.
Even dreams seem significant, like the infinite ocean of blue Meanie's dream. How does that illustrate non-duality?
It uses that seemingly bizarre imagery to convey a deep philosophical concept. Non-duality, the idea that seemingly separate things are actually interconnected parts of one single unified reality.
Like waves on an ocean.
Exactly, different waves on the same infinite ocean of consciousness. The unexpected symbol maybe makes the concept stick, you know?
And the dream of sending healing love to Sai Baba.
That seems to underscore the potential within us for healing, the power of love as a universal force we can direct, even in dreams.
The connection with Barbara unfolding through prophecy, dreams, synchronicities.
Yeah.
That highlights trusting the flow, doesn't it?
It really does. That relationship's development is presented as this journey guided by these interconnected threads, emphasizing paying attention to inner guidance and recognizing those meaningful patterns, those coincidences that aren't really coincidences.
Then the move to San Diego. It sounds like an integration phase, connecting with the ocean, developing software, balancing work, health, nature.
Yeah, it feels like bringing various key aspects together intentionally. The deep connection with nature, especially the ocean, professional work in tech, focus on well-being, creating a more balanced, fulfilling way of living.
And then a spontaneous experience, perceiving reality as a unified field of consciousness. That sounds like a fundamental shift.
A truly transformative glimpse, it seems, into the underlying unity of everything, where you perceive everything as interconnected, part of one single field of awareness, beyond the usual sense of separation.
And the Kundalini awakening experience mentioned, realizing a dormant inner power.
That signifies awakening a potent, latent inner energy, often described as the universe's raw creative power residing within us. Awakening, it can lead to profound shifts in consciousness.
There's even an encounter with what's described as an alien being, pushing boundaries again.
Right. It serves as another powerful reminder of the limits of our ordinary perception, suggesting realities and intelligences exist beyond our usual grasp.
And working at the Maui Space Surveillance Complex, encountering unexplained things in the sky while working with high-tech equipment. That's quite a mix.
A fascinating intersection, yeah. First-hand experience with unknown aerial phenomena, developing advanced tech, but also connecting with the rich Hawaiian culture and the powerful energy of the islands.
Finally, that discussion with Zoran about Micah being an essence being
Yeah.
and realizing one's own similar potential.
That dialogue delves into beings existing beyond typical physical forms, prompting this profound recognition of one's own potential as an essence being to transcending the limits of our ordinary defined identities.
And Zoran's advice on going public. Start from the heart. Embrace imperfection. Recognize our inherent worthiness.
It feels like a beautiful culmination, doesn't it? Emphasizing authenticity, vulnerability, the value of our human experience, encouraging sharing our truths from a place of love and self-acceptance.
So as we wrap up this incredible deep dive into the TheSpark.pdf, it really paints a picture of life as this intricate web connected by these sparks, relationships, experiences.
And inner awareness, intuition, serving as vital guides throughout.
Right. Spiritual exploration, those profound moments, they can be truly transformative. And ultimately, our consciousness, it seems, has the potential to expand far beyond what we usually perceive.
Indeed. The journey in these writings beautifully illustrates a life woven together by these illuminating threads, leading to a much deeper understanding of the self and its place in the, well, the vastness of the universe.
And on that thought, here's something for you, our listener, to consider. Think about the sparks in your own life, the people, the challenges, those moments of insight that shifted things for you.
How have these individual sparks woven together to create the unique tapestry of your life?
Yeah, what threads are you most aware of right now? And what perhaps unexpected connections might you explore further? And maybe, ultimately, how might embracing that vast universe within each of us actually change the way you see it interact with the world around you?
Some powerful questions to ponder.
Definitely. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.